Well, you've seen the images of islands of plastic floating around in oceans. It turns out the problem is pretty bad in the Great Lakes as well. In fact, some 22 million pounds of plastic finds its way into the Great Lakes each year. And that, of course, is a source of drinking water for more than 30 million Americans, including all of Chicago. The main culprit here, microplastics and what are known as plastic pellets. Joining us to talk about this issue and some potential solutions is ANDREA DENSHAM, Senior Director of Conservation Policy and Advocacy at the Shed Aquarium. ANDREA DENSHAM, welcome to Chicago Tonight.
Thanks for having me tonight. Glad to be here.
So for some perspective, how bad is the problem in the Great Lakes and specifically Lake Michigan?
Right, so you gave the quote of 22 million pounds across the Great Lakes. 10 million of those are in Lake Michigan itself. And that we think is probably an underestimate, unfortunately. You also noted plastic pellets, which are really fantastic, although concerning study was released in December of the last year by Patricia Cochran, noting that more than 66% of Great Lakes beaches had plastic pellets. These are pre-production pellets that are used in the creation of our single-use plastic.
Yeah, so tell us more. We're looking at some pictures of plastic pellets. So the odds are if you're walking around a Chicago beach, you might get these stuck between your toes. But why are plastic pellets such a culprit here?
One of the other things Patricia notes is not only the predominance of them in on our beaches across the Great Lakes, but also the number of factories and manufacturing that we have across the Great Lakes, and that's from Ontario all the way to the Michigan, Wisconsin, and across to Illinois. Those factories are often co-located near water because it's helpful in the manufacturing process. And as there's a little less care than there could be to the transportation of the pellets from the transportation inside and then back out, those pellets get free. And it's a really simple solution. We just need to make sure that those pellets, which are surrounded by some really dangerous chemicals, stay within the manufacturing process and within the manufacturer itself. And we know that in California, where they've had a bill like this, they have a rule and a regulation like this for more than 10 years, it works. So we can do it. We're really hopeful that it passed the House, where it's on to the Senate, and we encourage everyone who wants to make sure this simple solution become law, help contact their elected official in the Senate and try to move Senator Durbin's.
So you're saying that Senator Durbin, I think you're referring to Senator Durbin, has a bill that would address this issue with plastic pellets. And is it mainly fining these companies that do discharge them either accidentally or not accidentally into waterways and into the lake?
Yeah, it's empowering EPA to have the regulatory power to have consequences when those are leaked into the waterways. What we've learned is that when those consequences and those regulations are there, there's changes in practice, and we are able to keep them out of the waterways. And it's a pretty simple solution. It's a really straightforward bill. It is Senator Durbin's bill. We were lucky enough to have him at Shed Aquarium when he released and announced this great bill. And we're really happy that the House of Representatives already moved it out of the House. So it's back to the Senate, and we can't wait to get this passed into law this year.
And as I understand, this might be part of the infrastructure bipartisan agreement that's being negotiated right now?
What we saw in the House, and we want to thank Representative Lowenthal for having the forethought to include it in the INVEST Act, which was the House of Representatives effort on infrastructure, which, by the way, is a really important effort that I hope everyone also is helping support to move forward, especially in terms of sustainability. So it passed out of the House. It's back to the Senate. There may be some vehicles within the infrastructure bill, but it also could be a standalone bill. We're hoping for it to move, and we're trying to make sure there's a lot of energy behind that.
All right, so you mentioned 22 million pounds of plastic, either through these pellets or microplastics or other pieces of plastic in the Great Lakes. Does that mean we're drinking plastic?
There's a possibility that there are microplastics in our water. And, I live close to the lake like so many of us, and that is my drinking water as well. It was the drinking water of my daughter when she was younger. And I think all of us have concern about trying to make sure that we're not increasing the amount of microplastics. And one way we can do that is moving towards reuse and away from single-use plastic, and really encourage and incentivize businesses to move in that direction. we found at Shed that when you make those kind of positive business choices, not only do consumers like it, but you can actually move marketplaces.
And you can actually have an impact. So is the problem pretty pronounced with plastics, like plastic bottles, like you see in the ocean, islands of junk, islands of garbage? I mean, I haven't necessarily seen that in the Great Lakes, but is that a problem as well?
Absolutely. We do research and do great, really hard and fantastic work cleaning up the Chicago River. And let me tell you, the difference between Lakeshore and Chicago River when it comes to plastic pollution is substantial. And it's mostly just because it can get caught there. And you'll see whether at a dock or in the Chicago River or in some place where it's being able to be collected, plastic water bottles, all sorts of single-use plastic. And you're absolutely right. I'm from the great state of Michigan, a little bit proud of that. And in our home state, since I was a kid, we had a 10-cent bottle bill. And I tell you what, people don't leave 10 cents sitting on the ground. They pick it up and they move it and then contain it within the manufacturing process and gets contained. We call that extended producer responsibility. The producer produces something and they have the extended responsibility to ensure that it stays well within the system and actually gets recycled.
All right, Andrea DENSHAM, thank you very much for explaining all this to us.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.